We're going to keep an eye on the tropics now as we head through this middle part of June. We have Tropical Depression Carlotta in the eastern Pacific and then a wave of energy in the Atlantic that we'll tell you about in a second. But excessive heat really making headlines in the central and northeastern part of the nation. Some spotty severe weather concerns developing in the outer periphery of that. Well, there's a look at Tropical Depression Carlotta as of early Monday. Again, those winds not very strong, but bringing with it some very heavy rain to parts of central and southern Mexico. There's the official National Hurricane Center track. But again, this is going to kind of rain itself out right along the coastline. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic Ocean, we have that wave of energy near the coastal bend of Texas. A low probability of tropical formation over the next 5 days. But what that is going to do is bring with it some very heavy rain to places along the coast of Texas here. So again, wave after wave of showers and storms over the next 2 to 3 days. And that could lead to and bring some very heavy rainfall and maybe some flood concerns, but right along the coast there could be several inches through even midweek here. Now in the central and eastern U.S. we are talking about some excessive heat. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings have been posted in quite a few locations. Daytime highs within these areas will be topping out in the mid to upper 90s and right around 100 degrees. But the problem is that our dew points are so elevated that it'll feel more like the upper 90s to even the low 100s from Philadelphia down to D.C. and Charleston, maybe even some record highs for parts of the northern New England states. And then some very hot temperatures in the central U.S., Chicago and St. Louis under those excessive heat warnings. Finally cooling off a little bit in Minneapolis today. But we had some very heavy rain over the course of the weekend. That was shot from Dairyland, Wisconsin, and we're still looking at some very heavy rainfall within these areas. But today, best chance of severe weather is going to be into the northeast with a marginal threat stretching back west into the Midwest.